Man, I was so bummed out. I had a video, actually I had two videos. I had two videos that I made in one weekend. You know, it's kind of two separate topics. I had them recorded, and then I go and look at the footage, and there's freaking bug splatters on the screen. Like, 2 bugs hit my lens. I got like one short out of like all of the footage before the second bug hit, and you can even see in my last short that I posted, there's like a bug splatter on the lens. And then another one hit after that, and just there was almost no footage that didn't look like ass. So I basically had to throw out all that. It was like an hour and a half worth of footage that I recorded that I just had to essentially just get rid of it and just say screw it. It's pretty much a total loss. So I was like, oh well, I'll get another one. I don't even remember what I was talking about in those videos at this point. I think I was just so mad that like all of it got ruined by a couple of bugs. I already forgot what I was even talking about. Oh well, it happens. Hopefully it doesn't happen this time. If there is a bug splatter, I'm gonna just roll with it. Man, I keep going to New York all the time now for some reason. I say now like I've been going like 100 times. I went to New York this week for a delivery, and now I gotta go back to New York again next week. And I already have, you know, my load with me. So when I wake up on Monday morning, I'm just heading straight to New York. And I have to drive through New York City. Now, I'm not getting off the interstate. Now, I have had to deliver in downtown New York City. That was crappy. But luckily this time, I'm going to Long Island. So I got to drive like around the city, which isn't too terrible. I just got to put up with traffic. As long as I don't have to try to maneuver through New York City again. Like, I'd rather maneuver Chicago, and I have many, many, many times in a semi. So, I've done that. I don't want to do New York City again. Now, I'd have no problem doing it in like a car, but I don't want to do it in a semi anymore. Yeah, the place I went to this week, though, was upstate New York, and it's very nice in upstate New York. The people are very nice, too. So that always helps. All I remember from the videos I recorded was yelling about people driving in the left lane. There's one guy who left a comment thinking I was talking about the car ahead of me that was actually passing a car, and was kind of sticking up for him. But I didn't really explain that the car I was talking about in my short video where I was complaining about left lane drivers was actually the guy behind me that you couldn't see. He went from the right lane to the left lane, and there was nobody around. Also, I passed him in the left lane, and he was doing under the speed limit. And then he just hopped over while continuing to do under the speed limit. Just hopped right on over into the left lane. Oh, we got the Strawberry Festival this weekend in Troy. It's where my parents live, so I'm going up there for that tomorrow. Me, the wifey. We were having my friend come with us. Oh God. Him and his sister, I think, were coming up. They're one of my ride buddies. Oh, there he goes. One of my riding buddies. He was gonna come. His sister was coming up too, and they were gonna check out the festivities. But they had a family emergency come up, so they can't come now. But we're still going. I wonder if it'll be busy in here today. In the gym. I mean, it's a Friday night, but it's also like right when everyone's getting off work. It seems like a lot of the people who come in here are like younger people, so maybe they'll all be out partying and I can have the place to myself. Don't. Oh, my feet are slipping. One of the guys there at the gym that rides in, I see him in there all the time, talk to him a lot. That was his new bike. New to him bike. I think he said it was a 2006 or 2008 or something like that. R6. Said he's already got an exhaust on the way for it. It's like, man, he's already beating me. I've had this bike for a year and it's still all stock. He's a hardy boy, you gonna wave? Hey, she waved. Anyway, I didn't want to say anything because the girl was still standing out there. This girl in a pickup truck just went and she backed out of her spot and just slammed into this car right behind her. And it wasn't like a small hit either. She hit it kind of hard, but I drove past the car and I didn't see like just like a ton of damage or anything. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even see like a dent. It was a Kia. Maybe Kias are indestructible when hit. Probably not. They probably explode if you look at them, at least the engines. Yeah, like I didn't have the camera going. I had my helmet on. It's like, man, if I would have turned on my camera, that would have been great. I didn't have my camera on. I just heard this like smash, and I look up and I see her like in this car's front end. So I've been looking at what do they call it? The Cfmoto 800, or I'm sorry, the Cfmoto Ibex 800 T. I think it's the TTT. It has like the spokey wheels on it, off-road spoked wheels. It has like heated seat, heated hand grips. It's like $10,000. It's an adventure bike. It's awesome. And it's like $10,500 or $10,700 or something like that. It's not like crazy expensive. It's actually crazy cheap considering everything that you're getting with it. And it has a KTM engine. It's freaking sick. Anyway, I've been looking at those because you know, I was thinking about cruisers. I've been saying I wanted to get a cruiser. Cruisers hurt my lower back. I know that. I don't know if adventure bikes do. I've never even ridden one before. But it's like, hey, it could be, you know, let's switch it up. I've had cruisers. I've never had an adventure bike. Maybe I could get that. And the Ibex is cheap. So anyway, I've been looking at those. We went out to some dealership out by Columbus and looked at one. And then while I was in New York this week, my delivery that I had was at a motorcycle dealership. Because I was delivering trailers to them, you know, like the tow behind trailers, like the pickup trucks and stuff like that. I was delivering those because they're also like a trailer dealer. So while delivering those, I went inside and they had a Cfmoto Ibex 800 in there. So I went in there and looked at it. And I'd called them the day before to tell them, you know, hey, I got a delivery for you. What are, you know, your receiving hours? You know, so I can get unloaded. And which is always the same all day. But anyway, I asked them about, you know, the bike and if they, you know, had it there because it was showing online that they had it in stock. And they're like, yeah, I'll let our sales guys know that, you know, you're coming tomorrow and that you're wanting to look at that. And I was like, all right, cool. So anyway, I get there and I mean, they were literally waiting on me. They like knew that like, hey, the truck driver making a delivery wants to look at some bikes. And I don't know why they were so like, well, at the time when I walked in and they're like, hey, you're the truck driver. We heard you were coming. We heard you're interested. I was like, yeah, I just want to look at it. And they're like, yeah, right over here, whatever. You know, they pull it out, all that stuff. Check it out. You know, they turn it on, pull up the screen for me, show me all the cool stuff that you can do like on the screen there. And then I found out that apparently truck drivers come in there all the time making a bunch of deliveries. I don't want to talk while people are next to me. I feel weird. Anyway, truck drivers will go in there, make their deliveries of, you know, motorcycles or four-wheelers or trailers like me, and then they'll just walk inside and they'll buy something and then they'll throw it on their trailer and leave with it. So that was why they were so like, oh yeah, truck drivers do this. Hook this guy up. Now, of course, I didn't buy it for many reasons. One, in the middle of building a house, not a smart decision. Two, my company doesn't allow me to just like throw a motorcycle on the back and just like take it home with me, because it's not, you know, covered under insurance. You know, it's a liability. Like, let's say worst case scenario, the bike goes flying off the back of the trailer because it's a flatbed. you know, it's all open. So worst case scenario, bike goes flying off the back of the trailer and hits a car. Well, that bike is not covered under the freight insurance because there's no bill of lading for it. I'm not technically supposed to have it on there, you know, that kind of stuff. So I wasn't gonna risk my job to go buy a bike. Also, I wasn't gonna buy a bike even if they said like, yes, you can do that. I still wouldn't do it because I don't have the money for it right now. But yeah, they were pretty anxious to swarm me when I got in there. And then, you know, I explained to them pretty quickly, like, yeah, I'm not actually going to buy anything. And then he was like, yeah, well, if, you know, you want to come back up here and you want to pick it up, you know, without your truck, you know, we're like the only ones in the area, you know, that sell Cfmotos. And I'm thinking this is going to go quick, you know, the typical sales tactic. Oh, if you don't buy it now, you're going to miss it. Even though they probably have one like on order that's only, you know, maybe 2 weeks out from arriving there. But anyway, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna buy it. And also, I live in Ohio. And then the guy was like, oh, okay. And then we just started kind of bullshitting around a little bit, because at that point he understood that there was no sale at all with me ever or in the future, because they're just so far away. Crazy nice guys though. I thought they were awesome, really, really personable. You know, they were really cool. Anyway, I'm going home. My wife's making homemade wings, boneless wings, and they're crazy good, way better than any wings I've had at any restaurant ever. They're very good. At least I think they are. Some people might not think they are, but I do. Anyway, I'm gonna go eat me some wings. Anyway, I love you. Bye.